In the opening 45 minutes. Welcome back to all our viewers across the world of champions. Still alongside both Siyabonga Ngosi and Jimmy Dau. Jimmy, how did you see that opening 45?
I must say it was quite a balanced play from the outlook, because I think Sekhukhune adapted very well in the game. But I think they got to realize that Sundowns doesn't really have much to offer in terms of the tempo. They're playing with the same tempo in front of them. And the fact that Sekhukhune deprived them the space behind it makes it difficult for Sundowns to get behind them. As a result, they play in front of them and they're not really hurting them that much, because Sundowns hasn't really created a lot of chances. But I really have to give credit to Sekhukhune. They've adapted very well in this game, and they also took the game to Sundowns. But the standard situation seems to be where Sekhukhune seems to want to get their goals from here.
Yes, they would have to profit from these, and they've had one or two more situations where I found that maybe Makala could have done better in its delivery, because in this type of game, efficiency when it comes to these type of situations is important, especially when Sundowns having got going, because this is one of the few situations where Raiders was able to get behind, where they were able to actually play the ball behind or feed the ball into the area and trouble Sekhukhune United. But it wasn't enough, and the understanding seems to not be there, because as you can see here, with better understanding, then Silas could have anticipated what Raiders could possibly do in that situation.
Yeah, it took about 38 minutes or so for us to see some really, and this is probably the moment where, again, it just highlights that lack of understanding. And we're wondering where that starting lineup was shown earlier on this evening, where the Sundowns were sacrificing a bit of creativity for the sake of maybe just freshening the legs.
Of course, and the synergy isn't there. And if it's there, it's coming in dribs and traps, so it's not making the team very fluid, because at this point you can't really see where Sundowns' threat is coming from. They look good on the ball, but they're not threatening in areas where they could hurt Sekhukhune.
Yeah, again, Sekhukhune United going closest perhaps so far in the opening 45 with this free kick from Makabra. We were wondering if that ball indeed had crossed the line, but upon further review and seeing a number of those replays here, we can confirm, perhaps this one the most conclusive, that it was a good enough save at the end of the day from Ronan Williams.
Yeah, we can't fault Geleto there, because considering the conditions, it was worth having a go. But now when you look at this one, this is the situation from the individual quality of the Sales, and I think that Sundowns have relied more on individual quality from the players in the final third, likes of Rivero, who's not here today, and also Sales. And I think this game is going to be unlocked by individual brilliance from some of the players that have the quality, because the way the game is played nowadays, the defenders are able to read your runs, they're able to read your pass, so it becomes very difficult. That's why they nullify each other tactically.
Now the numbers suggest that both these two sides have had 2 shots on target, but again, based on what we've seen, it hasn't really been efforts that are going to be testing the likes of Lena and Ronan Williams too much.
Yeah, and of course there haven't been that clear cut chances that were created in this game. But the second half will have a different tempo in itself, because you get a chance to kill off the game early and go in a defensive mode if you don't score early. So I think the bench now will become very key for both teams. In terms of the energy, if Sundowns are going to bring in players from the bench that could impact this game, because you've got players like Shalila Ribeiro on the bench, you've got Mokwena who can come in just to stabilize things in the middle of the park, you've got a Jaden Adams who can also come in and make a big difference.
Yeah, you do get the sense that this is what Coach Cardoso was perhaps thinking as well. If at this stage of the game they don't have what they want, he's got the players on the bench to affect the game in that second half.
Yes, players like Ribeiro, like I mentioned earlier on, and also in that midfield on Mokwena to try and control things better there and to sort of move the flow the ball better forward, because I feel that it's been too stagnant and too slow, especially in that center of the pitch.
Sekhukhune United, very quickly, as far as they're concerned,
what quickly, they've got a Clarissa who can come in from the bench, and also Kapinga, whom I think they need him for his creativity this game.
So then 45 minutes have come and gone. Another 45 lie on the other side of this particular break. A reminder that there's plenty of football for you to look out for from England's top flight next week. The Merseyside derby on the 2nd. That is Wednesday from 2100 hours on the Premier League channel. A day after that, it will be London divided between blue and white at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea taking on Tottenham Hotspur. So then, it